Now let us discuss about the 4 figures that I have drawn here. Let's look at the first figure. This figure doesn't have any breakages or stopping points. It just moves on. So we can say that this particular figure has it never stops, it just keeps on running. This type of figure is named as a line. Now let's look at the next figure. The next figure has a starting point as well as an ending point. So this small piece or this piece is said to be called as a line segment. Let's move on to the next figure. In this figure, it has a point and another side moves continuously, it never stops, right? So we can name this figure as a ray, and we usually know that this is just a dot, and so we name it as a point. Yeah. Does anyone know the two categories of which a point is divided or classified into? I'll tell you. A point is classified into 2 categories, which are the collinear points and the non-collinear points. You may be asking me, what are they? Collinear points are the points that lie in a straight line or in the same line. So for example, let's consider 3 dots, A, B and C. I know it's really small. So let me just draw a line trying to connect these 3 points. So yes, the dots A, B and C are lying in a small or it lies in a straight line, and so they are considered as collinear points. Now let me take another 3 points like this. Now let me try joining all of them. Let's name them as A, B, C again, those points. So now when I join these 3 lines, I don't get a straight line, but I get a triangular like figure. So as these 3 points doesn't lay in a same straight line, they are called or considered as non-collinear points. Now let us see about angles. Just have a look just look at the diagram or the figure that I have drawn here. In this diagram, we can see that there are 2 rays connected at a point. We know that a ray has an end point and another side that never stops. It just moves on continuously. In an angle, the end points of the vertices or the end points of the rays, when they meet at a particular point, it forms an angle. So 2 rays are there, their endpoints meet at a particular spot, right? So this figure is called an angle. Yes, we all know that angles are divided into 3 main categories according to their degree, according to their angle's degree, right? They are the acute angle, the right angle, and then obtuse angle. So these 3 are the common types of angles that we are reading about, right? Acute angle is an angle which measures less than 90 degrees. So let's consider the degree of that angle to be x. This x should, or this degree of that angle should be less than 90 degrees. So let me give you an example. It looks something like this. Yes. Now let's see about the next one, that is a right angle. Right angle triangle always have the degree of the angle which is equal to 90 degree. So it looks like this, right? Now let's move on to the next type of triangle, next type of angle, that is the obtuse angle. In an obtuse angle, the measure of the angle should be greater than 90 degree, right? So at that point of time, your angle will be looking like this. Right, friends? Apart from this, we also have other types of angle, which are the reflex angle, the straight angle. A reflex angle is an angle which has its measures that are greater than 180 degree, but they are they are lesser than 360 degree. So at that point of time, their angle would look like something like this. Yes. Now let's see about the straight angle. When it comes to a straight angle, as the word says straight, the the figure looks something like this. It's just in a straight line, we all know that. And this angle measures exactly 180 degree. Yes. We can actually give a name to a right angle triangle or the degree 90 degree as that are complementary, while the angle that is 180 degree we can say that is supplementary. Yeah. Now let us learn more about angles. So let's see about certain or other classification of angles. There are adjacent angles, linear pairs and vertically opposite angles. Let me explain you about these three angles with a figure. Okay. So let's see the first one, that is adjacent angles. Adjacent angles are the angles that are close to each other or near each other. We can say that they are close to each other or they are near to each other because they have a common ray or they have a common hand. So if we have names or if we have named these angles or these lines or points or rays, then we can write it like angle ABD. ABD is adjacent to angle DBC. We can write it in words. Let's discuss about the next one, that is linear pairs. A linear pair is considered when we have two angles or two adjacent angles, let's say angle 1 and angle 2, when the sum of them is supplementary. Only when the sum of these two adjacent angles are supplementary, we call them as linear pairs. Usually whenever we say that these two angles are linear pairs, we can see it in a diagram somewhat like this. Always, or in many places, we can see that there is a straight line or a straight angle. This angle will be divided into two by adding an axis or a ray from its midpoint. Yeah. So this is how, or this is usually how a linear pair looks like. Now let's move to the next one, that is the vertically opposite angles. For this, let me draw a different diagram or a different type of figure, which is an X. Hope my lines are straight. If not, please apologize me. So let's just let me name each of them. This as O, A, B, C, and then D. So we can say that in words, let's see what are given in this piece of diagram. Let's just imagine that AB bisects CD at point C. Sorry, it's O. Yeah. So we can say that AB bisects CD at point O. So obviously AO will be equal to OB and OC will be equal to OD. Right, friends? So when or if these and this and this and this are equal respectively, we can say that this angle and this angle are equal, and this angle and this angle are equal. So in words, when we write, we can say it as angle COA equals to angle DOB and angle AOD equals to angle COB. Right? This equals to this, while this equals to this. So vertically opposite angles are equal. Vertically opposite means they should be opposite and they should be bisected. Then only the opposite angles will be equal. Now let us see about transversal. A transversal looks something like this. It has a set of parallel lines that is crossed or that is transversed by another line. So hope you all know what are parallel lines. Parallel lines are lines that run parallel to each other. We can say that they are in equidistance throughout. So if we say this line as L and this is M, we can say that L is parallel to M throughout. The best example is the one or the lines of the railway tracks. They keep on moving with the same or with the same distance between both. Now, let's see this transversal. Over here, we have a parallel line and a transversal that cuts these parallel lines. So at this point, we have many angles that are formed here. Let's name them. 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, this 6, this one 7, and this is 8. So in this figure, we have totally 8 angles. So with respect to this diagram, we are going to discuss about different types of angles. The first one is the corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are in such a way like, we can, according to corresponding angles, we can say that angle 1 equals to angle 5. Yeah? See, this is angle 1 and this is angle 5. So these are equal. So we can say that angle 2 is equal to angle 6, right? We can say that angle 3 is equal to angle 7. We can say that angle 4 is equal to angle 8. So we have brought that these 8 angles are equal to their corresponding angles. So this is how each angle are equal according to the factor of corresponding angles. Now let us discuss about alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles. So first, alternate interior angles. As the name alternate interior means the inside part or the internal part of these parallel lines, right? And alternate means the alternate ones, like if 3, like 3 and 6, or 4 and 5, like that. Okay, so as I told you right here, we can say that angle 3 equals to angle 6 and angle 4 is equal to angle 5 according to alternate interior angles, because they are alternate and they are in the interior, or they are in the interior region. So according to alternate interior angles, we can say that angle 3 is equal to angle 6 and angle 4 is equal to angle 5. Now let's go to the next one, that is the alternate exterior angles. Exterior means on the exterior side or on the exterior part. Alternate means alternately, like this. So we can say that angle 1 is equal to angle 8, angle 2 is equal to angle 7 because of alternate exterior angles. Yeah, 1 and 8, 2 and 7. Now let us discuss about co-interior angles. So we know that interior angles are the angles inside the parallel lines, and when it comes to co, we can say that the angles that are on the interior side of the parallel lines and they lie on the same side are supplementary. So we can say that angle 3 plus angle 5 are supplementary, or they are equal to 180 degree. Similarly, we can say that angle 4 plus angle 6 gives 180, or their sum is 180 degree. Okay, so this is, we can prove this by the co-interior angles.